Hi everyone, welcome back to our adventures in Burundi. First we go to the source of the Nile, then we go to a rather disappointing hot spring.
What happened to the beautiful forest though? They chopped it all down.
And then we take an amazing road and then a really bad road to finally reach the new capital of Gitega. Thanks for joining and tuning in for Stanley's Travels this week. And we did something really dumb, and we almost broke Stanley.
Okay guys, so we are now heading to the southernmost source of the Nile.
Where, the Nile flows into the Mediterranean in Egypt, the very northernmost bit of the continent, and so from here on it's all downhill.
Technically speaking, but actually the reality is
There might be a few ups and downs.
yes. Looking at these bumps on the next
Water that falls as rain here, some of that will eventually spill out into the Nile Delta and into the Mediterranean. So we're following in Henry Morton Stanley and David Livingstone and Richard Burton and John Hennings speak all these guys' footsteps. It's very cool.
Honestly, I've been wanting to get close to these handmade bricks for a while. So I don't know how long they'd last, but they are baked. Not particularly good, those ones. So our lady here is going to take us down the fence line to the actual source here. I actually think this is really cool. I'm overwhelmed. We could fill up Stanley's water tank. So it's a very small trickle, but there it is, folks. The source, southernmost source of the Nile.
Okay, so let's have a look here. We're here at this pyramid, this faux Egyptian pyramid that was constructed here by the guy who realized that this was the southernmost source of the Nile. But it's on this ridge here, and you can see here on this side is the catchment that eventually drains down to Lake Tanganyika, which drains into the Congo River, which drains into the Atlantic. So all the rainfall on this side, if it flows out into the ocean, it flows out into the Atlantic. But on this side, just a few steps away, rainfall from this side flows down a series of smaller rivers into Lake Victoria, and then into the White Nile, and eventually into the Mediterranean in Egypt. So right here is like the continental divide, and it's a pretty unobtrusive ridge, but it's really important.
So we're off to the hot springs, right?
Yeah, off to the hot springs through this rather bucolic rural area that seems very nice.
We're just coming down now to the hot springs.
We think. There's been some navigation issues.
But we won't talk about that. Oh my goodness.
What has happened?
What has happened here? Oh my goodness me.
What happened to the beautiful forest though? They chopped it all down.
I heard it was really beautiful in here. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think now, like with all the trees that would have been growing up around here, this would have been quite clean, but now it's full of leaves, and without being too obtrusive, there is a male section just through there with a lot larger pool. This one is quite shallow, and so it's a no for me. And so no for Graydon, I think. And it's not that warm. And there's a storm rolling in, but it was good to see this. It's all the kids that are looking after their cows. She's been studying quite hard.
What subjects?
I can't actually tell. She's using like real handwriting.
Comment tu t'appelles? Moi je m'appelle Graydon et ça c'est ma femme Marie. Marie.
Why is it so funny to everybody?
Et nous sommes venus ici pour voir le pays de Burundi. Et nous sommes venus d'Afrique du Sud.
Once a teacher, always a teacher.
À Botswana.
Oh, wait, attends. Je vous vois. Okay, honey. I want to see this young man's books.
Okay, let's see what our young man is studying. Very nice handwriting. Looking at, c'est biologie. Les organes respiratoires, l'oxygène est prélevé dans.
Yeah.
And in this book, okay, and this is either history or geography, social studies. Lesson, the evolution of the population of Burundi.
We rather stupidly thought that this beautiful, perfect road would take us straight to the new capital, Gitega.
That is all charcoal, I believe. Oh, and it's falling off in bits. Man, you're going to get rained on. Oh la la.
So, a few minutes ago, we were going along brand new pavement, zipping along at 75, 80 kilometers an hour. And now we're still on the same road, Route Nationale 16, Route Nationale 16. But this is disappointing.
I was looking forward to relaxing for the next hour so we get to Gitega, but now I think I'll be busy for 3. But we saw, see, these guys can go fast, right? They've got a good track, and I'm going to take it. I'm going over to get on the motorbike track.
So anyway, it's going to be a much slower day than we thought.
I'm really concerned that this is the main road north.
Well, define main road. I bet you're glad you're in low range.
Yes, I am. That was really, I was good a bit thick, I thought.
So I just want to show you something kind of cool that we hardly have ever used, and now that it's, well, gray and a bit rainy all the time, our solar panels aren't giving us that much joy, and our storage batteries are running low. So we realized we have this battery charger, and we plug that in. You can see the cord leading inside, and you run it through the battery charger, and then you connect that to one of our storage batteries in there, and then you run that for hours and hours. It gives 6 amps of current, and if you run that for 12 hours, that's 72 amp hours. That's most of one battery. So it plays a bigger role than either the solar panels in weather like this or driving in terms of charging it. And we'd only really used it about twice before this, and now we realize it's going to be a vital thing to have. So it's great. We have this motel room, and it is $8 a night, and we're getting power, and enough power actually not just to charge the batteries, but to run our fridge as well. That's a refrigerator
It's
cable.
so messy in there. But yeah, it's there somewhere.
And the only bummer is I have to sleep out here in the camper because I'm too tall for their beds. They have footboards.
I have the bed to myself.
Anyway.
Oh well. So we left home this morning, and we get to the garage to put in some gas, and we realized we forgot to pull the top down, so we've been driving all through town with our top up. Oh.
Maybe that might have been the dumbest thing we've done for weeks, maybe months.
Yeah.
It's a very good thing we stopped in town and didn't try to drive down the highway at 80 kilometers an hour without a...
Yeah. And you know what? Stupidity always draws a crowd. So everyone is watching. Thanks, guys. Bye. Bye. Thank you for the money changing. Very good. Everybody's steering while we...
Okay, so we leave.
Thanks so much for coming along with us this week on our adventures in Burundi. Next week we're off to the National Park where we have a guide and a fantastic place to camp, so be sure to come along with us on that one too. Have a great day, and thanks so much for joining us.